Howdy folks, and welcome back to another video. Today, this video is going to be all about item selling, specifically meaning selling items in Animal Jam for real-life currency. I know I've talked about this previously in my videos about different kinds of Animal Jam scams and how to avoid getting hacked. However, a few people, including MangoJuice8416 on Discord, have asked me to make a full in-depth video about Animal Jam item selling and why it's bad and pretty much how it can impact you. So I did decide to go and do that. So if this video sounds a little bit redundant and you don't want to listen to it, feel free to skip this one and go on to whatever next one I'll make. And also, while making this video, I did look to research into a few other videos I had seen in the past where people covered this topic pretty well, but it looks like the videos that I had watched before were taken down. I think that's a little bit weird, but pretty much every video on this topic that I used in the past to educate myself aren't there anymore. So if you've seen anyone else who's made really good videos regarding this topic, let me know in the comments, and I'll probably put their video in my description so you guys can check out other sources, but unfortunately I've had issues finding the ones that I have watched previously. That being said, let's get on to the video. Item selling, specifically that is selling in-game items for real-life money, has been a thing for a really long time, and despite being a big problem within the community, sort of like a black market on Animal Jam, it definitely isn't talked about as much as it should be, hence why I'm talking about it. There are a few misconceptions about it and a lot of misunderstandings of it, so I'm gonna kind of go over everything that I can to the best of my ability. For starters, it's worth mentioning that item selling is not illegal. A lot of people like to claim that it is, pretty much to win an argument, but it's not. At least in the United States, it is not illegal to sell in-game items regardless of the game for real-life money. What is illegal is putting items that don't belong to you, like Animal Jam's property, like their characters, their items, onto clothing or real-life items and selling those, because that would be an infringement of copyright. But actually selling those digital items for real money is not illegal. But if it's not illegal, then why should you care and why is it bad? If you really want to care because you care about what Animal Jam cares about, then you should care because it's in the terms of service. As per Animal Jam's terms of service, selling their property and their stuff from their game, such as stuff like masterpieces that you've made in-game, or items like forest gauntlets, items, animals, things that you've made, anything within the Animal Jam software cannot be sold as per their terms of service, and doing so and being caught doing so will have your account banned. However, we all kind of know that some of the things that Animal Jam believes, some of Animal Jam's rules, they're not all really great. And so just because that's in the terms of service, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. So what exactly makes it bad? To start with, scamming. You can get scammed really easily selling and buying items on Animal Jam, and this goes to both sides. If you're the one that is selling the items for real money, it's pretty easy for someone to just take the forest boots and run without giving you their money that they were promised. And you can't do anything about it because there's no one that you can tell. If you go and try to tell Animal Jam, they're just gonna ban you for trying to sell the items in the first place. So pretty much if you get scammed while doing this, there is no help for you, you just kinda gotta suck it up. And it's actually even worse if you're on the other side of this. If you're somebody trying to buy an item, like forest boots, and you pay them the money and never get the in-game item, that is illegal. They just stole your money, and it's really difficult to do anything about it because stuff like that, crimes like that, are kind of hard to prove. And there are even other shady ways that scams are made through this. For example, there's been times in the past where an item seller will claim they have an alpha item that they don't really have. And so they'll do that thing where they'll claim they have the item and you'll try to buy it and they'll take your money and run. But then if you try to backtrace the alpha item to see who it belongs to, it didn't belong to the item seller, which then can result in the actual owner of the alpha item getting harassed because people think that they scammed them, when really, the item seller never owned the item in the first place. But let's assume for a moment, just for argument's sake, that both parties, the buyer and the seller, have plenty of evidence to vouch for them, that they're totally trustworthy, and that both parties are in fact selling and buying the item without scamming one another. In that case, is it okay to do? The answer is no, and there's a few reasons why. For one, unfortunately, a lot of items that are being sold are not being obtained legitimately, which means that no, the seller isn't going out and trading all day long to go and try to get items to sell. A lot of the times, these items are coming from hackings. Of course, you can and should avoid getting hacked by activating 2FA, but not everyone is able to do that. And a lot of the times what will happen is people will go get into other people's accounts, steal all their items, and then go sell them. And that is obvious, for obvious reasons, bad. You shouldn't hack people. But what if I'm only hacking people who quit the game or don't play anymore? I can hear some item sellers yelling from the back of the room because that is an actual argument I've heard people say. That doesn't mean that you should hack people. There's a very large chance that those people might log back in again just to, check out the game when they're older, and then find that all of their items are gone. In fact, as an Animal Jam influencer, and honestly, as someone who's playing Animal Jam for years, I have seen so many people say that they've taken a break or they've quit Animal Jam, and they've come back and all of their items are gone. And that is miserable. And that is a lot of people try to justify themselves in saying that since they only hack inactive accounts, they're not a bad person. When you don't know that's true. You don't know that those people will never log back on again. And regardless, taking something that isn't yours is never a good thing and never excusable. Excuse me? And what's actually kind of crazy is the fact that a lot of people who are dealing with this, specifically teenagers, who have quit Animal Jam for a while and they've come back and they want to play again and they see that all of their items are gone, they feel really discouraged because that is likely thousands of hours that they've just gone down the drain. And so sometimes what will happen is those people will get their accounts back and then they'll say, I don't feel like going through all this again. So what they'll do is they might try and buy their items back. And that have happened quite a few times. And that is not good because the cycle is like this. Someone will get hacked, they'll realize they're hacked, they don't want to work to get their items back, so instead, thinking that it's a quick and easy way to get their items, they'll buy them. And these items that they've just bought were from somebody else who was hacked, who might come back one day, realize their items were hacked, and then go buy items from someone else who hacked the items. It's just a really vicious and messed up cycle that just isn't fun for anyone. And let's say even in a hypothetical situation where you're selling all of your items because you've quit Animal Jam for good and you just feel like getting a little money out of it and you don't really care if you get scammed because, the worst thing that can happen is you get scammed of all of the items in a game you're not going to play anyways. That doesn't make it a good thing. And I would say that you're not a good person if you're going to go do that and feed into a system that inherently is bad and inherently impacts good people. If anything, actively engaging in the item selling community is just encouraging more people to hack more people, which is just encouraging more people to get hacked, encouraging more people to quit the game, and is actively contributing to the downfall of Animal Jam's player base. Because a lot of the times when players get hacked, they don't feel like playing anymore. They'll quit. And since the data breach that's happened years ago now, we've seen Animal Jam's player base plummet because a bunch of people lost all of their hard-earned work. And all that is doing is slowly suffocating the game that you are supposedly making a profit off of. And what is the price that you put on that? Because if you go and you look at how much people are selling items in Animal Jam for, it is not that much money. These are not selling for an exorbitant amount of money. People are not selling forest gauntlets and actually making sales for $60+. You're getting a couple of bucks and some loose change for selling memories and slowly killing childhood's favorite games, children's favorite games. I don't get it. And I think that if you ever considered buying an item or selling an item, you should seriously reconsider. Because unfortunately, a lot of the people who are contributing to this are young adults or teenagers who don't really realize what they're getting into or what they're contributing to. They think that the worst thing that can happen is that they get scammed and then that's on them. When really, even if you do successfully get through with it without anyone getting scammed and with no harsh feelings, you're still contributing to this and it's not a good thing to want to contribute to. That being said, let me know your opinions on this. Let me know if there's any more information that I should know about this. And if you've ever engaged in that before and you've had a bad experience, or hey, if you've ever had a good experience somehow, let me know. And if you want to know how you can help, 1, make sure that you have 2FA on so that you can't get hacked. 2, if you do see somebody selling items, or if you see an Instagram account selling items, report the Instagram account, report the Twitter page, whatever it is that are trying to sell items. And if you're able to track these pages to actual usernames in-game, make sure to let AJHQ know. Take screenshots of everything that's going on, send it to AJHQ. Specifically, I would suggest either opening a support ticket on the Animal Jam website or just DMing Animal Jam on Instagram. And through that, just let them know what's going on so that if they're able to find out who this person is who's selling items, they're able to get them banned. Because there's been instances in the past where stuff like this has made innocent people get hacked, innocent people get banned, and it's no fun. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a better understanding of the situation now, and I'll see y'all around.